Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Building Better Bodies with Deven and the docs. Today we have an honorary doctor here. This is Dr. Amir's wife, Brandy Rashidian, for those of you that have not met her yet. And today we're going to be talking about a little bit of a journey that they've just recently embarked on, Deven, Dr. Amir, and Brandy. So I'm going to let them take it away.
Yeah. So basically what's happened is both Dr. Amir and Brandy have gone ahead and kind of come over to my side for a while as part of this relationship we're working through. They've decided to engage in the list of my services as a personal trainer, specifically as a bodybuilding trainer, and understand how it is that my training philosophies can help them to achieve their personal fitness goals. So I'll be seeing both Brandy and Amir for twice a week. We're going to start off with at least a 3-month time point. Remember, when we're working with the body, change takes time, especially good quality change. This isn't going to be a fad. This isn't going to be a crash diet or anything crazy. It's just going to be a lot of hard work. And I'm really looking forward to working with these guys, talking about pitfalls, challenges, as well as celebrating successes. And we're going to hopefully kind of bring you guys along with us on that journey. So I'll turn it over to them. We've already had one session each, and let them talk about how they felt about how it's going.
Yeah, so yesterday was chest day, and so we beat the chest, pulverized the chest.
I would have waved, but I can't lift my arms today.
Demolished the chest. So it was great because halfway through I was finishing a set, and so we're doing these variations to make it more difficult, because the harder it is, the more your body has to respond. And the word is adaptation. You adapt to the load you put on the body so that you get bigger and stronger. So the goal here is hypertrophy. So break down muscle fibers so they rebuild, but also increase vascularity, right? Because angiogenesis is when the body builds new blood vessels. So all of that happens in areas of trauma. So when you cut yourself, those blood vessels have to repair and reconnect and all that stuff. So you're basically doing some trauma under a controlled circumstance to get the muscle to respond by becoming growing, getting bigger and stronger. And so it was great because I'm on this one set, like we're finishing up and I'm done. Like, you could see I turned a little green, she's a little shaky, and it was like, I think Deven could tell, like, that's his limit. I think we just hit the limit, And then he said something. He said, doesn't matter your genetics, doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter your any circumstance. When you train like this, you have nothing else to do but grow. I mean, that's just the outcome. So that's a little bit of my experience. What'd you think of your workout?
Well, I kept my eyes closed most of the time, kind of like I do on roller coasters, because it helped me to focus more. So I think I was happy when you kept saying, can we increase the weight? Mm-hmm. And I was like, and then you were like, yeah. So I think that was better than what you thought it would be. It was definitely better than what I thought it would be. I'm also ultra competitive, so it's hard for me to say no to increasing, because I'm like, yeah, I can do it. So but I thought I was good last night. I'm like, yeah, I'm not as sore as I thought I would be. And then I woke up this morning and I needed somebody to shampoo my hair. So I managed, I worked through it, but I cursed you a little bit when I realized we were doing shoulders today. And I was like, but I need my arms for that. So I'm excited to see the change. And you said growth, which is, it's hard not to grow, right? And I think that's one thing, I think maybe we touched on it in a previous video, that that's kind of a scary thing for most women to hear. That's one of the biggest reasons we use not to lift, especially to the extent we're gonna be lifting. But I'm not really worried about that. So growth will happen, but it's not to the extent that women fear being
correct.
But first
looking
off,
crazy.
Body fat is a lot less dense than muscle, right? So like this much fat would weigh the same as that much muscle. And if we work extremely hard and you do it all right, you might gain 1 pound of muscle in these 3 months. 1 pound of muscle means this much gets distributed between the entire body.
I'm going to grow 3 pounds.
You're going to do 3 pounds?
Yeah.
All right. You're on. That's it. Yeah. So we'll have to do some, does that sound right? I mean, you're really, there is growth, but that growth is not what we think.
Absolutely. So let me, that's what I think is so essential about having Brandy engaged in this program and having her along. It's a critical part of this journey. Is because I'm pretty sure a lot of female viewers, maybe perhaps watching this now, are naturally going to say bodybuilding. Brandy, what is she thinking? What is she doing? She might get huge. She might get bulky. She might get, muscle bound or cumbersome. But what we have to understand is how the body actually works and responds to this style of training. I think the misnomer out there is that a lot of people, when they use, especially from the female perspective, the word I hear a lot is shape, tone, right? It's just a different use of the diction.
Right.
But the philosophy that comes with that is a lot of females that I know just are under the assumption that if they just lose fat, what is underneath that will be lean, quality, shapely muscle.
It is, right?
No.
Oh,
exactly.
Okay. So that's why we're doing this.
Right.
Okay.
So that's the misconception, right? A lot of people whose goal is primarily weight loss will lose weight, and then they'll feel, quite frankly, disappointed or upset with what lies underneath. It looks weak. It looks frail. It looks small. And that's because the muscle tissue is not engaged appropriately. It's not developing appropriately. And these training tactics that we're going over is what gives us that shape, gives us that athletic, shapely, strong, confident look for both men and women. Again, it's called bodybuilding. It's not called men building, even though it's predominantly masculine in the eyes of the media and popular culture. But absolutely the same principles can be applied, in order to improve the physique of any male or female.
I have a new promo for you for Halloween.
Okay.
I think it should be what lies beneath.
Perfect.
The body.
That's a good one. If it were that easy, you wouldn't have people going to the gym for years
Right.
to put on 5 pounds of muscle.
Yeah.
So it's really not that easy. Brandy, what would you say to the female lady patients of ours that want to get into it but are hesitant?
I think we
So
have
far,
to.
you've scared them.
Oh, good.
Yeah, let's get them back in.
I am scared. I think the one thing that we need to do, it's a mental shift, because weight loss is I think is a goal for a lot of us, especially for those of us who, some people have been very blessed and have worked hard and at various times and have had children and don't look like it. And then there are some of us over 40 who, have had 3 children, and these are all wonderful excuses for not having the body we all want. But I think instead of it being weight loss as the goal, weight loss is the byproduct.
Correct.
And so I'm super excited. So I would say join me, compete with me, because I'm super competitive, and we'll just follow this journey. Truth be told, I was really jealous that Katie was getting all the attention for 40 weeks. So I thought it would be a good idea for us to have our own reality thing. So as she's getting bigger on screen, we're going to be getting more tone. So I thought it was a good contrast.
Perfect.
So.
I love it.
Talking on the growth, we all know about the physical growth, but Amir, tell us about the mental growth that comes with it when you're struggling with that weight, Tell us about that mental growth.
And one of the reasons that the gym is like a sanctuary for me is because when I'm lifting, I can't think about anything else. Even when you're running on a treadmill, you can let your mind wander, or you think about some of the problems you might have, or you may worry about a bill you're trying to pay. But when you've got that weight in your hands and you're trying to get it up, all you care about is moving that weight and then lowering it nice and slow and controlling it. You're visualizing your body changing. You're visualizing the blood flowing in your body. You can't think about other things, and it's very, very therapeutic. Not only that, when you see growth in strength, then you'll grow in other ways, because it's nature and it's inevitable. You will grow. You're going to hit setbacks. You're going to hit challenges. You're going to have minor injuries here and there, but you'll overcome that. And then you'll say, if I did that, I can do this. And in fact, you think about anybody who's successful in any realm, whether it's bodybuilding or any athletic endeavor whatsoever. You look at anyone in a business endeavor. You look at anyone in academics. You can't tell me it wasn't difficult.
Right.
I guarantee you guys like Martin Luther King and Abraham Lincoln woke up certain days and said, I can't do this. All this work, I'm not seeing any results, I'm not getting anywhere.
Right.
But look at what they accomplished. They changed the world. But they had days just like all of us who said, man, I'm not getting anywhere. You just got to keep going.
Well said. Thank you.
So what are we telling everybody? They're going to do what? They're going to come join us, right?
Absolutely.
So they're going to walk into One Life Fitness South, and they're going to say, I saw this video and I want to give it a shot. I want my 7-day free pass.
That's
They're
it.
going to get that. They're going to get started. Hopefully, they'll meet Deven.
Yeah.
And
See what we can do.
their life will never be the same.
Our 90-day
Absolutely.
challenge to you.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Perfect.